Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. The legendary, the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets as if Michelangelo painted paintings, as if Beethoven composed music, as if Shakespeare wrote poetry. And I want to put you in that state of mind as I get to this story. So just yesterday, I was at Publix yesterday morning, and normally for breakfast, I grab a bowl of fruit and maybe a little tuna sandwich or something like that. And that's all I had, all right? That's all I had with 2 items. And unfortunately, I happened to be behind a guy who had a whole cart full of shit, right? Whole cart full of shit, and they had already started, so he couldn't let me in front of him or whatever. So I have to wait there. I'm sitting there. There was no kiosk. So this Publix just happened to have no kiosk, and I have to wait there until all of his items are put in place, and he gets through all of his items. Then I go, even though I'm only holding 2 items, right? So as they finish bagging his items, the guy who was bagging his groceries, all right, this is where I want to take you guys. It's very important. I'm going somewhere with this. Stay tuned. All right, stay tuned. All right, the guy who's bagging his groceries, and you could tell the guy who was bagging his groceries, he had sort of a learning disability. You can sort of tell he just didn't have it all together, right? That's why he was bagging groceries or found a position bagging groceries, right? So as the guy is through bagging the groceries, he tells the fella, he goes, look, I made sure I separated all the chemicals and the foods. He said, look, I made sure, and he made a point. He goes to the guy, he goes, look, I made sure I separated the chemicals and the foods. And it got me thinking. We got your one and only Move Swiftly speaker going, baby. It got me going. It got me thinking, because that mentality, whether you're bagging groceries or whether you're pushing your own product or whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're CEO of a company, that mentality of understanding, look, I got to continue to serve no matter what it is I do in my life. I got to figure out ways. I got to make sure I'm serving people. I'm doing what's best for the people that are paying money, all right? Think about the mentality that this guy has. Again, he's not doing a glamorous job by any means. He has a disability. He's not at the level or has the education level or has some I can almost be certain that he doesn't have some fancy education or anything like that, but he still goes out, does his job, and says, look, if I get a guy who's coming in with all these groceries, I'm gonna have the mentality to make sure I separate the chemicals and the foods, and now I'm gonna make somebody's day just by doing that. And the reason I wanna impart that to you guys, it's very important that I impart that to you guys, because I know a lot of people, the people that tune in, at least at this stage, the people that tune into my work, they have a passion, they have a vision, they have something they wanna do. And in many ways, you guys, sometimes we can get very distracted with what we see on the outside. Understand this. This is very important. Understand this, all right? It's very important that you have that mentality of a person who's bagging groceries. The same way Dr. Martin Luther King once said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, sweep the streets. It's not a glamorous job. What he's actually saying is, if it's not a glamorous job like bagging groceries, do it to the best of your ability. Do it to the best of your ability, no matter what the situation is. And when you do that, then you start to become recognized. Then you start to get that rewarding feel. Then you start to serve people. Then you start to actually make a difference. And that should be the mission. And then there's ways, if you do it long enough, there's ways that you can get paid off that. But you got to put in the work, and you got to give a shit. All right, you got to give a shit. Again, I will do a whole lot more on this very topic. It's very, very important that you get what I'm saying now, but I will do a whole lot more on this very topic. Stay tuned. Main website to check out. The main website to check out is makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.